SCP Foundation is committed to maintaining the normalcy of the world so that people may live free of fear. While ordinary people live in the sunlight, we must fight anomalies in the shadows. We must prevent them from being exposed to the public so that people may live in a rational and ordinary world. We secure, we contain, we protect.
SCP Secret Files. Wow. How to even explain this game? This is a game I had conflicting feelings towards the first time I played it, because it was such a surrealistic gaming experience and my brain didn't really know how to process everything that I had just been through. But since then, the game has grown on me. Just like how SCP-1048-A made people around it start growing ears all over their body till they collapsed, this game has grown on me every single day since I played it. And now, almost 2 years later, it's one of my favorite horror games of all times. And I'm going to tell you why that is. Delving into the mysterious world of SCP Secret Files was an experience I won't soon forget. I had no previous experience with the SCP universe at this point, so everything was completely new to me. In SCP Secret Files, you are hired as an assistant archivist in the archive department of the SCP Foundation. Going through a training program for the new employers, you participate in different classes from a professor named Dr. Ham as an introduction to the SCP Foundation's work. Between lessons, you will do your daily work as an archivist while chatting with your coworkers via an instant message service on your computer. It's through the different classes from Dr. Ham that the real game takes place, and by dividing it into different classes as a part of a training program, this also opens up for a variety of gameplay, which the game takes full advantage of in the best way possible. SCP Secret Files is like playing 5 different games in one, like getting 5 extra presents for your birthday. The excitement of what's to come next grows for every class you attend. The game starts out really slow though, which is a risk to take in today's society where the average attention span is less than ever. But as you know, this is a game set in the SCP universe, which means anything can and will happen. You allow it to go slow. The first class is supposed to be an introduction to the new employers by showing them an example of an anomaly they might encounter and why they can be so dangerous. You will witness what happened to a volunteer as he is tasked to pick up trash in a desert for a period of 30 days, and the game puts you in the shoes of this volunteer. And that means, yes, all you do is drive around a desert picking up trash. A task you will do again and again and again. Sounds boring? Well, it is. Or more like, it should be. The game sets the whole segment up in such a way that you are both intrigued and curious through the whole gameplay. It's in the second and third part of the game that it really starts to show its strongest side: storytelling. The second part of the game lets you play out an incident that plays out through listening to recordings of an interview with the person involved, a woman named Bella. The interview, or more like an interrogation, by some agents from the SCP Foundation revolves around a missing black box As this is based on the retelling from a person involved in the incident, the gameplay blurs the line between what she remembers happening and what really happened. And just as with the desert, the game manages to create such an intriguing introduction that makes it really interesting to play through. The gameplay itself shifts from a trash-picking simulator to a real horror game, and at this point, you start to realize anything can happen in this game.
There are many stories in this world. Some are read widely all over the world. Some are hidden in dust and known only by a handful of people. Today I'm going to tell you a story no one else has heard before. A real story of mystery and wonder and adventure. And then you too will become the guardian of this story. The story takes place in a world of long ago. The hero of our story is a little boy. His name is Daniel.
I can't talk about SCP Secret Files without talking about Here Be Dragons. The story of Daniel and the Paper Dragons might be one of the best storytellings in any game ever. I'm going to be honest and say that at the time I played through this game for the first time, this part made me go crazy. It was honestly too much to handle, as I had never in my life expected anything like this in a horror game. But since that day, Here Be Dragons has grown on me and made a lasting impression on me. And today I look back at it as one of my favorite moments in gaming. The voice acting is perfectly executed, the narrator does an amazing job, and the music. Oh, the music. It is so beautiful.
He played and played with the paper dragon.
Wee! Woo! Dragon! Soar!
The only thing that drags this part down is the damn flute that you have to play over and over again. And the first time you're playing this, it does feel like it's dragging on forever with no end in sight, partially due to a story that seems to repeat itself. But trust me when I say, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the story of Daniel and the Paper Dragons, and prepare for an ending that might even leave you with a few emotions. The most impressive part of SCP Secret Files is that it is divided into 5 distinct stories with their own unique gameplay, and the game hits the mark on every part. In any anthology movie or series, there are bound to be one or more bad parts, or one part that is noticeably worse than the rest, but this is not the case with Secret Files. And that's probably why the game has left me with I Am a Toaster, an experience that will last with me. The game in itself is really unique. It takes high risks, but where the reward is a gaming experience like no other. The game is by no means perfect though, as there are a few things that could have been improved. The voice actor for Dr. Ham is a bit stiff and sounds more like it's AI generated than an actual human, as many of his dialogues don't match the tone being spoken. You know what? I am a toaster, and if I'm going to be honest with you, most of the voice acting in this game is below average. There are also a few frustrating parts where you probably come across certain puzzles that might be a bit tricky, or parts where you will keep dying over and over again till you figure out what to do or where to go. But considering that is the case in many games, that's not the worst critique one could give. I could also mention that the ending, unless you are a massive SCP lore expert, as I'm not, feels like it's building up to a big reveal that you don't understand what means, and therefore feels a bit anticlimactic.
Holy mother of...
Overall, this game is in its own a masterpiece. It offers such a variety in gameplay, you feel excited all the way through, not knowing what is about to happen next. The stories themselves are really well written and executed, and the way the game progresses through the stories makes a lot of sense. It becomes very clear that this game was very well thought of and comes off as a love letter to the SCP universe by a game developer with a true passion towards their craft. I am a toaster, and I can highly recommend this game to anyone who finds the SCP lore interesting, who loves playing horror games, to those who loves good storytelling, and to those who wants a gaming experience that will last with you for a long time. I did try to avoid as many spoilers as possible in this review, and I didn't show gameplay footage from all the different stories, as I highly recommend letting that be a surprise to you if you want to play this game for yourself, which you should, as it is one of those games that you will remember for the rest of your life.